Willie D. Live.
Could AI help with racism? Maybe they could use AI to vet these cops when they come on the police force. They can actually interview these cops and they can read these cops' minds. They can understand what they're saying.
Oh, trust and believe. I believe that's why. This is my opinion now, y'all. This is my opinion. Don't y'all come for me now, okay? But I believe that's why Elon Musk really stepped down off of the board of OpenAI. This was back in 2015 because he was so passionate about this project. It was an open source project, free, and just to help the people. That was the whole sole purpose of this. As these other parties came in, he wanted to actually take over and say, let me take this AI to a whole nother level. Elon Musk's idea was to really make it for the people, for the public, to help them improve and just evolve. These other two individuals, which I ain't ran the tape all the way back on them because I need to finish my research, but I can almost bet my life on it that they connected somewhere in that Rockefeller Foundation somewhere. And they said no. And they fought this man and went back and forth until he just freaking stepped off the board. I feel like when a person is wholeheartedly passionate about something, you all of a sudden you just step down off of it without a real reason. And his reason was, this is what he told the public though, this is what y'all gonna read, that it was a conflict of interest with him building AI for Tesla. They have no correlation to each other. That man wanted to take over, and them other two told him, hell no, Billy Joe. And I know why they told that man that. Because they had a whole nother agenda that they got to carry out. They didn't really expect AI to blow how it blew.
So what do you suspect that agenda is?
Again, mass control. Once they get us enough adapted to this technology, us putting all our information in there, they already watching our houses with everybody who got that little vacuum robot vacuum in their house, that little circle one. That's
snitching.
Yeah. The snitch vacuum. You got the snitch vacuum. Yeah, the little snitch vacuum. All these things are working together for collectiveness, And I feel like this mastermind that's being built, what's going to happen, and they already been working on it. People are going to feel like we're not human anymore, and we're just here in the Matrix, and AI is taking over. And you know what they're going to offer us? The ability to be a superhuman. And they're going to ask you, do you want to be a superhuman? You know how many people are going to say that they want to be a superhuman? You know what they're going to do? They're going to chip you. This already in the making. Mm-hmm. They're going to put this chip in you, right under your skin. They've been working on that. And what this chip is wired up to that database of the mastermind. So now you get to be a superhuman and think much faster, and your ideas come much faster because you got this chip inside of you. So now when somebody asks what's 2 times 2 or whatever, and let's say a child might think about it slowly, if they chipped, they moving quick now because they got the chip up there. They're superhuman. And with that, there's a price to pay, of course, because now we might have chip bills. You know what I'm saying? You ain't pay your chip bill. You acting a little slow today, Willie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if you don't pay it, they shut it off. Yeah, they can remotely shut it off.
Absolutely.
Well, you can't even get out of the bed.
Absolutely, because you know why? Again, it takes us back to the human body is the most complex piece of technology there will ever be. The brain is equivalent to that CPU in a computer. The central processing unit is up here. If they can get up here and you voluntarily give them access to this, you can hang it up. I know I ain't finna get chipped. I don't want no chip.
Well, check this out.
I stay solo.
Well, I think there's a precedent for this. I think there's a precedent for this. There's a precedent. So the vax, right? A lot of people knew in their heart that thing was not ready. They knew it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
But they were pressured by the government, the media, their employees,
Yeah.
their employers, their friends,
Yeah.
their social circles, their family members.
Yeah.
If we got it, we got it. Oh, you ain't got it. Oh, get out of here. You
Oh,
can't come
yeah.
over here. You can't come here.
Facts.
So it could be the same thing. So we've already seen this play in our generation. In our lifetime, we've already seen this play out. How it's going to play out. There's a lot of people that ended up getting vaxxed that was against the vax, but they did it anyway.
Yep.
Because they didn't want to be
fired, most of them.
They didn't want to be fired, and they didn't want to be ostracized.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We got problems.
Yeah.
This chip is going to be an even greater game changer. Like, I was one of the few people, celebrities especially, who was vocal about not taking the vax. And
Good for you.
They gave me all kind of hell. They was mad. But I don't mind, because if I feel something in my heart,
Fact.
if I feel like, if I think I'm right about something,
Yeah.
I'll stand on it.
Facts.
And
Yeah.
if you can prove me wrong, I'm open to that too. I'm
Yes.
open to
Yeah.
you actually proving me wrong.
Yeah.
But they were never able to convince me
Yeah.
that thing was safe.
Yeah.
They could not convince me that it was safe.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that just boggles me. And I had to come to realization and just to grips with myself that, the masses, they just not all that intelligent how we really think they are. There's a certain group of people that just, no matter what you tell them, no matter what they do, like, this is how I explain it. We're in a movie set, right? And you the star, I'm the co-star. We got some other lead role players, right? Lead role players. We're on the movie set. What would that movie be if we didn't have them extras? Let's say we're doing a restaurant scene. What would that movie be if we didn't have them extras in the background eating back there in the movie set? You know what I'm saying? The little gibberish.
Walking in the door.
Yeah, the little gibberish conversations in the background. So when you think about this, you want to say Matrix. Yes, we the star of our own movie. Yes, we creating our own reality. But those extras gotta be there. They gotta be there. And that's just what they are. Some people walking around, they just extras. They don't have no main roles in this movie and in this world and this agenda that we trying to fight for. They just extras. They could care less. They ain't even, matter of fact, they ain't even getting paid to be the star role or anything. They probably got paid $100 to come on the set. So that's how you got to think about it. So for every person you drive down the street, you look over there to the right, see somebody at the red light. Oh, it's probably an extra. See, you a main character. You a main character. You see, you got a main role.
Right? I'm a main character.
Absolutely,
I need my
you
money
are.
too. I need that main character money. I think I'm worth at least $100 million per episode. I mean, per film. I just love the way your mind is wired. Like the way you think.
I have
and
no
the way
chip.
And the way you, you sure about that?
I love it.
But the way you simplify things, it is brilliant, and I can understand why you're as successful as you are. How many people is in the Stack Network?
Right now, we have about, I'm going to say close to about 300. About 300.
That's a good network. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these people, they knew that I was, we're going to go somewhere a little bit, because I want to talk about something that a lot of people really don't talk about, and I didn't think we was going to go here, but it just dripped in me, so we finna go there. Entrepreneurs' depression. This is something that people don't really talk about. And shout out to the Stack Wealth Network people that actually pay their monthly bill. Even when I was going through my shit and I wasn't able to be there for them people still paid their bill and was like, Kane, do your thing. Get better. Come back. We already know what it is. And do you know how that makes me feel to have a group of people support you like that? Man, I was like, man, that was nothing but the Lord. Like, man, I'm in my purpose, and you got that certain that covering when you in your purpose. You ain't got to worry about nothing. But coming out of that hell with that other company, I never really, kind of like when somebody dies, and you never mourn, and you try to sweep it under the rug and just get on with your life. And then all of a sudden you kind of have a little nervous breakdown. And then all of that comes back up. And boom, now you mourning from something a year ago or whatever, 2 years ago. That's how it happened for me. Running, keeping on going, pushing. And then one day I just broke. Like, broke down. I'm crying on a daily basis. Not know why I'm crying. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Like, my mind was just totally just gone. And AI had just popped off. You know, I had just introduced my group of people to ChatGPT. This was in September before it even had dropped. So they was already on it long before the public even knew about it. And they was like, just, whoa, Kane, like, what the freak is this? I was teaching them how to use it. And during that time, I was like, I think it was just so much going on online. I just broke. I ain't really, for the first time in my life, I ain't know what to do. I was stuck. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know who it was that called me?
Will?
Yes, freaking Will Roundtree out of the freaking blue. He texts my phone and he like, Sabrina. And I'm like, I ain't finna respond back because I'm in my bed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to break down. Yeah, like all types of thoughts going through my mind. You know, I'm down in myself because I'm like, everybody sees me as this superhero. My family, you know, they think I had all the answers to every freaking thing. You know, BFF can't really resonate really kind of like what I'm going through. You know, like, dang, who do I go to? Who do I talk to? You know, I talked to one friend. They write me off as, man, them ain't no problems. You know, them rich people problems. Them ain't no real problems. And I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah, Will, he texts me. He called my phone. I answered the phone. And then he said really just few things to me, but one thing that shifted me. He said, Sabrina, be human. He was like, you need to be human. He said, you got to realize that your accomplishments, you being hard on yourself for no reason. The places you done been, most of the things that you done have accomplished, the people around you and stuff haven't even done that. So you can't look at yourself and say that you feel like you're not where you need to be. You done more than the average person.
It seems like
be human.
It seems like it would be easy for somebody that's in your field in technology to not be human, because you just get so wrapped up in technology. You get so wrapped up in systems and tools and automation. Yeah. I know. And in my last, we're gonna go there a little bit. My last relationship, you know, I was married and he would call me like the computer because everything I did was calculated. And my mind just thought like that, like time, food, pick up kids, this, that. Like my mind ticked like that. So I think I did condition myself to kind of be like a robot. You know, everything calculated, time, every minute counts. I'm looking at minutes and all of that. So, yeah, that's what happened. That entrepreneur depression is something real, you know, especially with a lot of our people who just now getting into business. You know, you hear it all the time. Go hard, wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, hit the gym, go do that, drink water. You know what I'm saying? No hamburgers, none of this. You know what I'm saying? This strenuous idea of what it takes to be successful. But in reality, after I sat back and look, I started running the clock back. Really, it's all about flow. It's about being really in alignment. Because when you're not really in that alignment, you start to go against the grain. And there's something called polarity. You know, you got that pull this way and it's pull this way. You get in that polarity, you really don't go nowhere. You kind of got that pulling this way and it's pulling that way. But when you really start to be in alignment and you stay there, you get kind of like in this flow. People find you, books find you, stuff just start happening. You know, and I think for a short moment, I really think, because my entrepreneur depression, I really just came out like last month, to be honest with you. I was in that thing 6 months. And I really that's a long time to be depressed.
Dang,
like, consistently.
Is. I thought 2-3 years was a long time.
Well, you know, sometimes I think. Let me just say this, and please don't lose your thought.
No.
What you was about to say, but all of us humans experience depression at some point or another. The idea, though, when dealing with depression is how soon you can bounce back. Some of us are better at bouncing back from it than others, and we do that, based on the way we process our shortcomings and losses and tragedy. It's all about how you process it, and that will determine how fast you bounce back. Even the best of us are still going to experience, even with that information, you're still going to experience depression. But it might be the bout might last for 5 minutes. It may last 5 hours. It may last 5 days. It may last 2 weeks. But you bounce back faster. Others are not so well at it. Are not so good at it. Some people may go through it for 6 months, like you did. Somebody else may go through it for a year, and then you have other people who have a lifetime of it. To whereas they experience depression most of the time, and they have good times, and they have incremental good times. I think that's the difference. Your recovery time.
That bounce back.
Yeah.